Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. What you're looking at is an EZGO golf cart that I kind of repowered a few years ago. It started its life as an EZGO electric golf cart back in 1988, and I bought it from a friend of mine. The batteries were already out of it, so I pulled the electric motor out, kind of used this C channel to reinforce the frame, put in a couple of pillow bearings. You guys could see the straight axle chain drive. It is powered by a Honda TRX200SX engine, electric start and pull start. Rigged up a shifter, right? The gas pedal. Didn't really do much with the brakes, though I did hang a caliper and a disc on to the back axle. And I got it to about this far. And it actually ran and drove and all that. And then it kind of had an identity crisis. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to become of it, so I got it to what it looks like and kind of stopped. And the identity crisis it ran into, I was trying to figure out if I was going to turn it like into a sleeper golf cart, you know, just kind of put the seat on it and redo the back of it here such that you really couldn't look underneath and tell that there was an all-terrain vehicle in it. I have an exhaust system that actually belongs on a golf cart. Golf carts are typically 300 cc's, 295 to be exact. So if I hung just an ordinary golf cart exhaust system on this thing, it should quiet down quite a bit. So I was debating whether to turn it into a sleeper golf cart or to do something else with it. So when I say something else, I can take that box off the back of it, put the roof on it, kind of turn it into a workhorse style golf cart with kind of a little bit of a sleeper engine in it. So I was thinking of doing that, or once again just go regular golf cart, much like this is, fill in the panels and turn it into just a regular looking golf cart. And so while I was making that decision, unfortunately I got busy with other stuff, and I had other golf carts come in. I already had this one, so that's not where the debate came in. But the Taylor Dunn came in, and this guy came in. It's got a blown engine. And the one with the cage came in that already has a back on it. So now I guess what I'm doing is I'm telling you how I want to finish it up, but I'm not quite sure how I want to finish it up. I guess my lean more and more is as I float around out here and see some of the other utility carts and so forth. I guess what we should do is set it up like a sleeper. You know, just make it so that you drive up, it's nice and quiet, and you really can't tell there's an all-terrain vehicle motor underneath there unless I'm driving it silly, or, you know, you look closely, you kind of put your head and look underneath it and realize that it's got an axle with a chain on it, right? Or if you listen to the engine closely, an all-terrain vehicle engine whines so much more than a golf cart engine. Golf cart engine, you're lucky if it's doing 2000 RPM, 2500 RPM. So yeah, I wanted to, we're supposed to get some real horrible weather tomorrow. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, a lot of trouble. And I've been thinking about this golf cart for a while and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. So I wanted to drag it out of the tent shed and look it over, see what kind of shape it's in, see if the tires were holding air, see what else I had to fish around for on it. I then kind of make a decision. After riding it around, doing donuts with it and all, I almost rolled it sideways, rolled it over. And that's not all that difficult to do. The electric golf carts, the older electric golf carts, are a little narrower than their gas version. So as you get whipping around on it, especially you sit relatively high on the seat, gives you kind of a high center of gravity. So if you're doing silly things, you can roll them over. I did consider putting a, kind of a roll bar on it, but then it would be very easy to see that it's not your common golf cart. I guess one could kind of integrate a roll bar from the frame that came with it down to the C channel, right? Just have it come straight up behind the seat, maybe integrate it into part of the roof situation. If one rolled it, they might still fold the roof part in, but at least it would be intact over the seats. Maybe even do something more up front here. And then once the roof goes on, it'll be more solid. On a roll, if it rolled, it would still damage it, but if it just landed on its side, it probably wouldn't hurt the roof. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to come out and look at it, make a few decisions. I figured I'd bring you guys along. A lot of times you guys have really good ideas. What I have left to finish on this thing from a mechanical point of view, I really need to, there's a reverse lockout on that thing. So I need to put together some kind of handle, lever, cable thing that when I want to go into reverse, it'll go there. This thing is pretty hard to push if you go off the beaten path and you got to push it back onto the beaten path. You really can't push it from anywhere in the front. You got to kind of push it from here, and it's not easy to move. So I'd really like to get reverse into it. Right now the brake really doesn't do anything. I'd actually like to get some brakes into it, especially one could get this thing whipping along pretty good. So I'd like to fix those. Obviously get a battery into it, get the gas tank mounted properly, get everything lubricated up so it doesn't sound like this. Right, make all that stuff free and easy. Got to build some kind of custom exhaust. I got plenty of space over the tire here. This is all empty, right? So I can kind of get the exhaust into here and just have a little pipe stick out the back. So I do have space for that. Yeah, perhaps cut the pipe and turn it. Just run it back there. Even if I put bigger tires on it, this is all hollow. I can even put a little hole in here to have the exhaust come right out there perhaps. Yeah, I think, I have plenty of other utility carts. I think this thing wants to be a sleeper golf cart. I think that's where it'll be the happiest and the best, and that'll be its role to play. I have a few other golf carts floating around that I can turn into utilities with an all-terrain vehicle engine in them, or into whatever else I decide to do, whether I want to turn a golf cart into a tow truck or a golf cart into something else. On those, I'd bring the gear ratio down a little bit further, move the back axle back, then maybe set up a tow truck style golf cart, right? With the axle back, set up the crane to come off of there, come off the back. Yeah. Yeah, one of the problems you run into when you have a lot of different toys and all to play with, you have a lot of choices. But no matter what, I think I want to finish this project more as an all-terrain vehicle powered golf cart. This thing is just a blast to drive, a blast to do donuts with. I recommend to anyone who wants to take a little time putting together just a fun project. This thing fits that bill, right? It's just a blast to play with. I'm sure you guys will have some questions about perhaps how I built it, or how did I do whatever specific part, or maybe you'd like a closer image of the shifting linkage, or the way the axle is, or the pillow bearings, or whatever else, the way the C channel hooks to the frame, any of those kind of things. Just let me know. I'll zoom in a little closer and show you. For the engine itself, it's a stock TRX200SX motor, no big surprises there. The ignition system is out of a pit bike. The starting system is out of a garden tractor. That's a relay out of a garden tractor. I use the typical key switch so that when you turn the key to the start position, it engages the starting relay. Built my own harness, right? I put all of that together. Yeah, it's a fun project to ride. I'm just looking at it now, thinking I want to finish it up a little bit. That plywood seat, it just, I'd like to get something a little more solid to sit into, a little more comfortable. Yeah, I think it's time to finish this. Maybe get some lights on it and under it. I'm going to keep the cart the way it is. I kind of like the way the metal looks. They call it patina. The way it's kind of battered in. Right? I think all that's pretty cool. I think I might even leave, even though this is pushed in a little, just kind of leave it maybe. Spend a few minutes attaching it a little better. But other than that, just let it be. Once again, I'm open to one's thoughts. A lot of times I might not do exactly what's suggested, but I hear what you're saying, and I do incorporate it somewhere. So let me know what you all think. I want to thank you all for coming out here with me to look at this project. I want you to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. Next time you see this thing, we'll be getting it started and take a run with it, take a ride on it. And then after that, I think we're going to work on finishing it up. Please join me. Bye now.